Mick, we're finally chatting. It feels like we have waited forever for this moment to come. And you've literally just finished a play that went absolutely brilliantly for you. Tell us all about that.
Yeah. I just finished quite a few things. Just finished a play called A Kid Like Rishi by a wonderful Dutch playwright by the name of Kees Roorda. It was directed by an amazing director here, Erwin Maas. It was Origin Theatre Company, which I'm the artistic director of. It was our main stage production at the wonderful Cell Theatre down on 23rd Street here in Manhattan. We ran for almost a month. Really beautiful piece. I was really excited because this was my first kind of main stage project with Origin in my capacity as artistic director. And I was able to get my dear friend Kylie Vernoff in to play one of the parts. It was a three-hander play. So Kylie, who Red Dead fans will know as Susan, Miss Grimshaw, Clean Up Your Camp, Have a Shave, Arthur. She was there. I was working with her quite closely for the last couple of months on this play. We also had a Tandwakani, who people may know as King T'Chaka from Black Panther, the Marvel movie, and another wonderful actor, Sun Young Cho, who's been on quite a lot of network television here in the United States. So it was great fun. Yeah, it was great fun. It's a lot of work. Anyone who works in the arts and theatre knows it's long hours, low pay, but you're in control of your own soul. So that's the nice thing about it. And we even had quite a few of the Red Dead alumni. We had Curzon Dobell, who plays Hosea. He came to check it out one night. Alex McKenna, who plays Sadie Adler, flew all the way from Los Angeles to be here. And Mia Davis, who plays Tilly Jackson, came down to check it out as well with her dad on Father's Day. So yeah, it was just exciting and really cool to, it's cool when you can do work like this and kind of bring in the people that you love and reconnect with people that you love that you've worked with in the past. And I hope that continues for a long time. I hope I get to keep on working with friends and see more friends from Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's lovely to see how you've all stayed so well in touch as well, because I know that you had Arthur Morgan himself at your wedding there last year as well. So it's nice that you've all been you really did become your own little band together.
We did, yeah. We got a good old we got a good crew going here. We have our little WhatsApp group chat. We're always kind of staying in touch and giving out about what's happening in the world. It's like our own little kind of Red Dead therapy support group. And they're just such a wonderful kind of bunch. I've been friendly with Roger for a while anyway. He auditioned for a play that I produced about 10 years ago called The Last Days of Cleopatra, and he was absolutely perfect. The funny thing was, and he used to work down the street from where I owned a bar. He worked in a restaurant just down the street, so we kind of knew each other and we were quite friendly. He would come to play readings at my bar, and he auditioned for this play, and in the end he couldn't do it because he had this other project going on that he wasn't allowed to talk about. He was very secretive about it, and about 4 years later, I went in after auditioning for some crazy video game that I knew nothing about. I didn't even know where it was set. I didn't know what the name of it was. I was just told, show up, start work. And I walk in and there's Roger sitting there in his little scuba suit covered in dots and everything else. I'm like, dude, what's going on? He goes, oh, this is what I told you about. This was that thing I didn't tell you about. So that was fun. But yeah, we've got a really great crew and a great group of people. We're very blessed. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience working with them all.
Yeah, and around the time that Red Dead 2 came out, you were talking to our Sean about the character of your Sean Maguire, and you were saying that you always saw him as a smart Alec Dub. And then when we were chatting before the interview, you mentioned that you were actually a Dub and not a true rebel at the end of the day. You were born here in Dublin, weren't you?
I'm a child of the Liberties. I was born in the Coombe, christened in John's Lane. I probably know more about Dublin than I do about Cork, to be honest with you, even though I grew up in Cork. I used to go up to Dublin on my summer holidays to visit my grandmother in Ballyfermot and get my fill of smoked cod and chips and all the rest of it. So I'm a child of the Liberties, a real Dub, true blue Dub. Until I go back to Leeside and then I have to, get the Cork accent back on again for the lads, you know what I mean?
Gotta blend in,
Yeah. I was in St. Paul on Friday night. I was doing a play by David Gilna, who I know you know him.
Yeah.
He's getting quite a lot of buzz at the moment. He's over here with his own show, A Bolt from the Blue. But I was performing one of his plays called The Unsung Hero. And it was really funny. After the show, I got talking to a guy from Bishopstown in Cork, and the accent was like, "How's it going, boy? Oh, I'm grand. Thanks for coming out to see the show. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff." And literally 2 minutes later, I bump into another fella from Chapel Lizard, and I was like, "Ah, jeez, that was bleeding brilliant. How are you doing? How do you remember all your bleeding lines?" So I float between the two very easily, you know.
You've got the musical ear.
Yeah. I don't know if it's musical, but it's weird anyway. It does something.
So because you've been living in the States now for 20 odd years or so. So what would be the thing that you miss most about Ireland when you're living there?
The people. You can't beat the people. People in Ireland they're just class. You can, like, strangers are friends. The amount of times I've gotten into the back of a cab. The amount of times I've gotten into a taxi at Dublin Airport, and by the time you get to your hotel, like, you've already gotten the life story of the taxi driver. The one I really remember was going to visit my grandfather's grave up in Glasnevin years ago, and I went to buy some flowers from one of the ladies outside the cemetery. They'd be selling flowers there on the street, and I literally got there from the airport. I got off the plane, went to buy the flowers, and she just turns to me. She goes, "Isn't it very sad about poor old Joe?" And I'm thinking, who's Joe? And apparently it was the morning after Joe Dolan had passed away. And that's something that just stuck in my mind, like that. You know, strangers will treat you like a friend, you know. So that's the one thing I really miss. And I have to say, my stomach doesn't, but, you know, Burdocks, smoked cotton chips, yeah, miss that too.
Well, you'll have to be stocking up now when you come over, because like the countdown is on. Like it's shocking to think that it's only a few weeks away, considering like we know that we've been talking about you coming over for Comic-Con for years. So how excited are you to make your Comic-Con debut, and it's on an Irish stage?
I'm bleeding buzzing. Can't bleeding wait. It's gonna be rapid, man. I can't wait. I really can't wait. You know, I've been home a couple of times, and I, you know, met a few people who know the game, and there's always the same reaction. People always have this great kind of excited reaction, because obviously with a video game like this, you're not recognized as the character. I mean, I certainly, at least I don't think I look like, you know, Deadeye Maguire. But it's always just great. Like, people always have something really kind of cool to say about it. And the lovely thing as well is, you know, I think especially through COVID, this game in particular, in my mind, and I'm biased, but I think it kind of helped a lot of people. You know, I think a lot of people they were stuck at home, they were isolated, and it's one of those games that kind of found almost like a second lease of life during lockdowns and all this sort of stuff. So it seems like there's almost like a fresher, newer generation who've been exposed to it as well through those times. So I just can't wait to come home, meet the Irish outlaws, all you Irish oily toads, and have a bit of crack with you, you know, and answer any questions you have. You know, I'm just psyched about it.
Oh, well, I'd say there'll be a queue a mile long for you come the Q&A time.
I hope so.
If you had to basically give us a couple of lines on why people should come and see you at Dublin Comic-Con this August 6th and 7th, straight into camera, go on.
Well, you should come over, have a bit of crack. I'll sing any of the songs from the game, we'll answer any questions. We'll have a laugh. I'll sign anything you have to sign. And I'm also excited because I know that the lineup this year looks looks amazing. So I can't wait to also, you know, be a bit of a fanboy for some of my idols and people that I really kind of enjoy. So it's going to be a big blast all around, and the crack will be mighty.